Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Ace Attorney Justice for All. I'm your host Kaylee Hotari, and today we are going to start the first part of trial for Case Free Turnabout Big Top. Let's get to it. December 29th. 9:43 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk? What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. The stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. Yes. Nick? Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Uh-huh. You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having any flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Okay, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously and from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really? No one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. December 29th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. And now the court... What? Fiona, get on with it. Oh, sorry. I just realized what the defendant's name is. Billy Bob Jones. So? Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we call the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that is to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, please. I hope you don't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix, right? Let's Spear channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count, do you hear me? You must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero, zilch, nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of Von Karma to lose at anything. I I guess being born with the names on karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Fortune learned, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Sorry, I thought I dealt with those. Textbook approach for proving how absolutely guilty you are. And me? Guilty? What are you? It will be my ultimate revenge. Her dad is gone, you know. So prosecution is finished. Let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there now! Sorry to keep you from work, for sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it, it's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well, I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. Or, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony. Details of the events. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma. That snapped a vertebrae in his neck. I see. He was beaten to death? Here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. Autopsy report added to the court record. A blunt object. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. First cross-examination of the trial, you just press everything. Get more details. Let me ask you about the show. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? Oh, snow. It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's gotta be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regin the tire was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch up my wristwatch. Detective, you're welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room, tired from work. Then the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. Ringmaster and Max went off to the Ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't have to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay. Not a problem, pal. We've got to witness that. This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? A wooden box? That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say? Wooden box added to the record. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. About the wooden box, about the lock, about the contents. I want to know about the contents. Or, I hit the wrong button on me. Oh well. You said the box was locked? How exactly was it locked? Well, it had quite a sturdy lock on it. It took quite a bit to open that bad boy up. So when you found the box, it was locked, correct? Yes, it was. Some of the forensics team took it back to the precinct to crack it open. I see. Continue, Detective Gumshoe. Stop doing that. Alright, we'll get it this time. Contents. You mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There was only one little bottle in that huge box? I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle added to the court record. According to the autopsy report, murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. I fear that it is something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't fire on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. No. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of this event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of the gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call the next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously. But that's due to your being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness, please. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodsman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trila will show up on the stand as well. Yep, there he is. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Triloquist. I am employed as an opera tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That robe must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Me. The world of the law, exciting and daring. Guilt or innocence, decided by a judge, dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? It had a good rhythm. Here's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trilo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up! Just look at that nose. Your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face. On the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. You won't get anywhere trying to figure out the witness. Now let's proceed. What you witnessed. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went over to the plaza. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica headed towards the scene of the crime? You're sure of that? Without a doubt. He had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white flowers on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all got the picture. Just one thing, you said you ditched the clown? That's right. Dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the criminal. Why is that? There's absolutely no proof. Oh, sorry. Here's absolute proof. A silk hat. This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. Alright, cross-examination time. The clown? You're talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic, I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-rate loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Then what happened? What did you do then? I went over to the plaza to do some thinking. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good funker. At least my teacher has always said I was. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup? Get the wax out of your ears, lawyers nowadays. You're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Jeez, could you be any more senile? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo? That's right. And that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense. And makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? Wait a second. There's no proof that the witness saw Maximilian Galactica. Hey, you still don't get it, do ya? I saw what I saw. It was Max's three-piece joke of a costume. Alright, let's say it all in together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. I think you should study up on your celebrities, Mr. Wright. Great. I'm getting shut down by a toy. Get back to that. I only saw Max. That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness should have seen? Well, come on, that's pretty obvious he should have seen the victim, too. What's the victim? That's correct. If True was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Obviously the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. So the witness could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that according to the defendant a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he? Just as the witness stated at the scene of the crime. I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trilla wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Sabrina. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick? Wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Let's see here. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it? I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think. Park decided at 10 p.m. So you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is... Will you shut up, you big-nosed... Double, why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone. What? Who said we were waiting for someone? Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded furies. But this witness, he's cracked and getting under the pressure already. I'm onto something. Mr. Wright. Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night? Regina. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer Regina. Ah! You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it. Oh, well, the pilot may be a bit stiff, but he's right. Alright. There is obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. That makes perfect sense. What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a huge likelihood that you could have missed someone. Ow! So there's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina. Don't volunteer things. Mr. Quiz, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance of the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? That the matter of puppet marriage is not under review at this case. You're the judge. I mean, look at you. Your horrible outfit. Ah! Thanks to your bundling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of your silly proposal by a puppet. About the proposal. Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. You were going to propose? You, a puppet? Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too. Exactly. His Honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination. Aw, did you hear that? His sigh seemed a little wistful. There's only one thing I want to ask him about. What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was going to give her. Numbskull. The only thing I could find that I could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question. Which was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. An engagement ring? Wow. Those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Francesca's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Push on anyway. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet... I advise you to cut this argument short. I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring. I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I plan on giving an engagement ring to Regina. An engagement ring? It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina is going to love it. It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's got to be something I can catch him on. So you went to the lodging house to give it to her? That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that uppity snob kept getting in the way. Uppity snob? You couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica? When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his wood block in half, and not with magic. Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present? Ah, well, let's present that. Oops. Seriously, if you have it in your pocket, how did it end up in our court record? Trila, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Uh-oh. Looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring? Yeah, that's mine. Give it back. Thief! Thief! Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got the ring in my pocket. I'm sorry. Lord of the Rings quote. I have to do it. Why then do I have it right here? Ah! What is going on here? That's... Ben, say something! Don't put me in the spot like this, Trio. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money in, like a bank vault? Nah, that filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him. Ha! Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent flats in my course. Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey. In every sense of the word. I see. Well then, Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trilo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, that night, the night of the crime. What did you just say? Details, any more details? Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trilo Quist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring, snatching monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all this slow, loafly fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What point would that possibly be? Ben's testimony was a flaw. There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Interesting, Mr. Wright. Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the victim. What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork's face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night. I've told you so many times. You'd think you know my story's not changing. You've already changed your story, Stick Boy, and I'm sure it will change some more. Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. Back with his testimony? I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximo and Galactica at the scene. There's no way I can mistake someone wearing those three ridiculous symbols. So that means that Money didn't show up until after you saw Max? That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose, 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. I want to ask about the symbols. You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said. I told you already, yeah. Jeez, I'm 100% absolutely sure. There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right? Those three ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now! Silk hat, cloak, white roses! Thank you very much. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. I agree. But do we have the proof to make something stick? All we can do is try, right, Nick? We've got to have something that will prove useful. Alright, time to get to work. I guess that's the end of the testimony there. So back to pressing. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up. You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know, 4. Counting Ben, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me? 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Yikes. The judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trilo. So you saw Mouse coming out of the big top that night. Of course, that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time. And I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. About what time would you say these events took place? You're one of the dumbest people on the planet, if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it? Indeed, what time was it? What time was it? Let me think about that. It was 10:10 p.m. Yes, that sounds about right. It sounds about right because that's the time that I saw Max on the scene. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night. You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You've got something to say? Let me guess, that's not it, Trilo. You say good evening at night. I'm sorry, Trilo. Mr. Quist, I'd prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom. Impossible! A performer lives and breathes his performance. You should know better. There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Triola's evening greeting. Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly how is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a co-worker, I would understand. Oh, but maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in the world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Triola would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go about proving that with the evidence? Bluffing is everything in the world, but I'm sure you've already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot. The witness will resume his testimony. Okay, so we want to press him on this. With the bottle, probably. No, but I don't think that'll do it. I'll start with the bottle, I suppose. Oh, there we go. It was the bottle. Triola, was it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head with a bottle. Ah! That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. Sorry about that. My dog kept barking. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Ah! Are you saying this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene? I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, It's enough from you, Mr. Quist, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? Let's see. Of course he saw the defendant. How could he miss Maximilian Galactica? Ow! My button hit the wrong button. You said that Trila would have no reason to agree to Max if they hadn't met that night. You said that, did you not, Mr. Phoenix Wright? That is not the correct answer. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid that has just landed the defense a penalty. Foiled again. Nick, you've got to think about things a bit more and give it another shot. Yeah, I know. By the looks of things, I've got to hurry up. Okay, there we go. Saw a different person. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trila made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or a good evening, as he put it. What in the world? Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trila saw that evening, then? Well, it was probably the victim, Russell. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there is only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. No, Your Honor, it is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trila would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah, I suppose you've got a point there. It was Russellberry, the victim himself, was it not? Oh wait, that was Francesca. It was Russellberry, the victim itself, was it not? You are correct, it was indeed Russellberry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russellberry. That's why you greeted him, Trilo, isn't that correct? Indeed. Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Order! How do you respond to this? Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. I think it is high time that we clear the air about all these questions. Mr. Quest obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. Problem was identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster one, Mr. Russell Berry? The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's free symbols. Free symbols? Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man, you've got to remember them by now. Here we go again, folks, everyone. All together now. Ow! Yes, we know. The silk hat, a cloak, and white roses. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness was endlessly repeated that he saw Max's free symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? Miss Von Karma. Do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? Well, if that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw the one person at the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Next witness? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. So there is no one other than the Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess. To be continued. And there we have it. So that's the end of the first half of the first day of trial. I'm yours, Kaylee Hutari. Please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. And next time we'll continue with the first day of trial. I'll see you guys next time.